When all the lights are out, what's the best way for us to not be left in the dark? What's up, preppers? Welcome back to another video. This one, we're doing a top 10 of ways to stay in the light when all the lights go out. Let's get into it, and straight away we're obviously going to go for a torch. Multiple options when it comes for a torch, so what are we actually looking for? Now, some people really do swear by rechargeable ones. I do have a couple of rechargeable ones, but it's where the battery is rechargeable. The reason I've gone for these is the battery can be replaced. If you get the rechargeable ones that are cheap from certain places, and if they break, they're gone. There's no replacing the battery. You'll have to take it apart and, have a degree in how to do that. But what I look for is things with AA batteries, be them rechargeable ones, be them just normal ones. So we're going to start off with this. This is a name you'll recognize, a name you can trust, Maglite. It is an American brand, American manufacturer. So I don't know how long it'll be at a low price and how quickly it's going to go up, but I guarantee you I've got a Maglite that's about 10 years old and they just last. They just work. It takes AA batteries. There's not much more to be said, but it's not the only option out there, like I say. So please feel free to shop around, but I would recommend having some form of torch in every single room. So wherever you are, when the lights go off, there's something within arm's reach for you to then go and find the rest of your supplies. I have them in most of the rooms, especially in the key ones like here, the front room, the kitchen, the prep room, and the bathroom. So I've got them all over the place. And of course, in an emergency situation, if you need to find something quick, you do have a flashlight on your phone. Most of us do anyway. But we don't really want to be wasting that battery because we don't know when the power's coming back on. Second to flashlights, I always go to candles. So candles is next. We have tea light style candles. They come in packs of 100 like this. They burn for 4.5 hours. You can get the slightly bigger ones that burn for 8 hours in packs of 50 from the same place. All the links will be below. But I like to stock up on things like these. These are pillar candles, and they have a much longer burn time. 13 hours there for the burn time. And it says plus or minus. Generally, I'm quite conservative with mine, and they do last a lot longer than that. Candles always come with an inherent risk, of course, because we don't need to give the fire brigade or the emergency services anything extra to deal with in an SHTF situation or in a simple power outage. So make sure you're using them safely. I have candle trays, the old style candle trays that you can stick a single dinner candle in. I have glass lanterns. I'm not going to link anything to them because I genuinely think you get them cheaper from places like IKEA, Home Bargains, things like that. So I'm sure you'll be able to find, or even in a garden centre, I'm sure you'll be able to find somewhere cheap for that. But having them in an encased lantern, like with glass sides, not only is it safer, but it reflects the light better with the glass and it retains some of the heat around the lantern as well. Next up, going into a bit of technology. Maybe you've not got a full solar setup. Maybe you're only just dipping your toe in the water with that. But this is all in one, everything you need, especially if you're in an especially if you're in an apartment or somewhere small like that. This is designed for things like sheds, but you could easily run on this cable out of the window off a balcony, have the solar captured there, and you've got this fold out light, which is quite bright, and it's tiny LED, so it doesn't take all that much power anyway. So it's a good option to have. There's other ones out there as well, like these. This is a double pack, so if you've got 2 rooms that you want to run these out of, maybe you've got a window either side and half get the sun each, you can set the brightness and dimness levels, and they're all remote control. So once it's hung up there, you can on and off it quite easily. A very simple solution, but it's a budget solution, so that's why we're looking at it. Not all that much light, but I like to add it because it's a good ambience light in my front room, as well as a source of heat, is these table ethanol fireplaces. Now, if you don't have a wood burner, if you don't have an open stove, an open fire, then this is a great option for you. You could technically cook on this as well. It's got 2 sheets of glass up either side to reflect the heat, but you could easily balance a pan across the top and heat and eat from it directly. It's completely safe with the bioethanol to use indoors, odorless, no fumes, anything like that. So this is not just a light, it's a source of heat, it's a potential cooker as well. An absolute great little prep for £20, and out on the table during peace times, anyone comes around, it doesn't even look like a prepping thing. It just looks like a nice mini fireplace on your table. Don't forget, if you do get that, check out the bioethanol fire fuel. Make sure you're using the right stuff in it, purely based around it being friendly to use indoors. Next up, now this is my favorite. I've linked a really good brand one here because I've had the cheap ones off Amazon before. One of the best ones to get is old ones from antique shops. This is a paraffin lantern. As this is a really good quality brand, solid build. You get the cheap ones, they don't open up quite right. There's no seal on the little area for the paraffin. Nothing but problems with the cheap ones. This is well worth the investment at under 40 quid. And yeah, these are heat, light, everything, and they will go and go and go. 300 ml tank in it, which is a 20-hour burn time before you have to top it up. But you can get the fuel quite cheap. You can buy, I've got paraffin in big 5-litre containers. If you're worried about the smell of that, you can get this one, which is Clearcraft smokeless and odorless clear lamp oil. So this works in the paraffin lamp just the same, but odorless allegedly and smokeless allegedly. Like I say, I use paraffin. I like the smell of it, to be fair. It takes me back to my childhood. This costs you a bit more than paraffin would, but if that's what your preference, that option is there. Every prepper, everyone camping, everything should have a form of head torch. Now, I've got about 3 or 4 different head torches, some AAAs, some rechargeable, and I've been looking out for old school AA ones. So I'm looking in antique malls and stuff like that. If you can pick one up, it's going to be gold dust. Keep hold of it. It's going to be great. This is the next best thing for me, which I found, because this is like, it looks like a beast as it is, just the look of it. But it comes with 9,000 milliamps worth of battery power. Okay, it's 3 of the 3,000 milliamp batteries, similar to the size of the ones you get in vapes, and that's the size you're looking at. And the good thing with this one, it's got a little port in it to recharge that battery separately. So if I've got 6 of these and 3 go in my head torch, then I can easily have 3 charging off solar, trickle charging, no problems. But with that many milliamps of battery anyway, you're not going to need to charge it all that often. And it's a good solid head strapping on this. There's nothing worse than trying to do jobs and it all falling off your head. It is very bright. I believe you can adjust the brightness on it. Waterproof, snowproof, shockproof, dirtproof, everything proof apparently. But yeah, great head torch there, $32.99, but it's dad's head torch, you know what I mean? It's dad's head torch. You know, the kids might have their own little 3 LED one from Go Outdoors, but this one is the bee's knees. It just looks the part as well. Everyone should have one. Everyone should get a good one. it's worth it. Being hands-free in a blackout situation is worth a lot. Next up, for around the house and for potentially not being able to charge things, if you could be in that situation at any point. This is the Duronic Camping Lantern rechargeable LED. Similar to my radio that you've seen on previous videos, it's got a hand crank on it to wind it up and give you power that way. And they're actually quite good because the LEDs on them are so little power drained from them. It doesn't take long. You don't have to sit there for 3 hours winding it up just to get a night's worth of light. It doesn't take long at all. 5 minutes doing this and it will light probably for 2 nights after that. This one here is the Amazon choice. It's 4.5 stars out of 5 with over nearly 3,500 reviews. So it says it there. That's all you need to say. I don't really need to say any more about that. Got a little hook on, got a little handle on. You could turn it upside down, up to the side and use it as a torch, or it's this way as a lantern, similar to the ones I've shown you before that are part of my kit. This is only $19.99. So for £20, one of these in each room, especially if you're not a fan of candles or the risk that fire comes with, could be invaluable. Now, for the people that do have power banks and solar generator units and things like that, you've still got to think about the drain on that. So this next one is the LED strip lighting. This is not for making a gaming setup around you with nice colored LEDs, although it can do that. It's just the fact that these LEDs are such low power consumption for a bright light. You can turn the brightness up and down. You can run them round a room fixed in place. You could leave them on the spool and just pull them out when you need them. That's entirely up to you how you use them, but you can get 10 meters for £12.74 at the moment, usually $14.99, but even at $14.99, that's an absolute steal, to be fair. And a 5 meter one, if you've got a smaller amount of space, for usually $9.99, currently $8.49. Again, over nearly 4.5 stars with over 1,000 reviews. It does exactly what it says on the tin, but it's a really good option because it takes no power, next to no. You could plug these in to a very simple power bank. If I plugged it into one of these, it would last me a long time just using them lights because they drain so little power. So LED strip lighting, not just a fashion accessory, not just a gamer thing, but a great prep to have. So these are glow sticks. You can get cheap glow sticks. You can go to a party supply shop and pick up glow sticks. I've been looking for some new ones, so I found these. These are on order for me. They come in all different colors. I've gone for the red ones because they're going into my emergency packs and they're good for warnings on roads and things like that. But these are Lumica military grade light sticks. There's 10 of them, $13.99. Have some in your bug out bag, your get home bag, in your car, etc. Get whatever color suits you. You can just get white ones if it's purely for lighting the way. I'm going for the red for the warning aspect of it. Another good thing with the light sticks, especially if you've got stairs in the house, anyone vulnerable or any kids, you can crack them, leave them at the top, leave them in the middle, leave them at the bottom, so they see that all the time and they're not using the power and the torches every single time. Last one here is another budget solution. So it's not great, it's not ideal because you're in and out with these. These are simple solar garden lights. Many of you might already have them, but allowing them to be outside through the day and then bringing them in on an evening to put in corners, light up small areas, light up important areas, and just they can be left on then, a constant source of an ambient light, and that's charging through the day and putting them in during the night in the house. Now, the only thing I will say about this is get some good ones. You can get cheap ones from even from Poundland and things like that. Try them out first. It's got to be a super bright day for some of them to even get a bit of light out. If you get some tried and tested ones, even during the day on a cloudy day, will charge some and will give you enough ambient light for that night. So there's a process of putting them outside and bringing them back in, but it is a cheap option for constant safe lighting around the house with no need to charge, no reliance on the grid at all. So that's it. That's my 10 ways to keep you out of the dark during a blackout. Hope that helps. All the links will be in the description. They are affiliate links. You don't pay any extra, but a bit of it does help out the channel. So I do appreciate when you do use them. But by all means, do your own research. I'm a massive advocate of getting things from car boot sales, charity shops, things like that. So if you can do it that way, by all means, do so. But do your own research, test your kit. Try it out once you get it and just see how long it'll last, what it'll do for you, and if you need to bring any more contingencies into place. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully the lights stay on, and don't forget to hit like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and I will see you all in the next one. Thank you. Goodbye. Yeah.